Hi everyone, in this short video I'm going to show you a simple and easy way to make a waterproof electrical connection, and I'm going to walk you through everything, wiring parts, tools that you need to get the job done. I'm going to list everything I use in the video in the description below. With no further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so let me show you the tools of the trade. First of all, you will need a wire cutter, wire stripper. You can use a regular one like the one I'm holding, or you can use a more fancy one. This is an automatic wire stripper, wire cutter. It's definitely not a must, it will make your life a little bit easier, but you can get the job done with the regular one. You will need a crimper, and last but not least, you will need a heat gun. And that's all you need. Okay, so now let me walk you through the wiring parts you need. First up, marine grade wire. I personally would not recommend using regular wire in the boat because it's going to be exposed to moisture, so it's going to corrode and you are going to have all sorts of issues over time. You will also need heat shrink waterproof butt connectors. I have a big box of red ones just because that's the size I use the most. However, if you are a beginner and if you are planning to do more than just one wiring job, I think you are better off if you buy one of these electrical wire terminal kits, because then you will have different terminal connectors in different sizes. Now I also have a liquid electrical tape and some heat shrink tubing here. For me, these are not must-haves, but if you want to apply an additional layer of protection, you can definitely use these. For me, these are just optional. Okay, so now let me show you what you will need to do. First thing first, you want to strip the wire back. Let me show you how to use the regular wire stripper. First, I will need to check the gauge of wire I'm using. As long as you have the original wiring, it's gonna be easy because it's printed on the label. As you can see, I'm using an 18 gauge wire. If you don't have the original roll, it's not a problem either because the information is also printed on the wire itself. And as long as you have a long enough part of the wire, you will find the information there. So now that I know that I'm using an 18 gauge wire, I will need to take a look at the wire stripper because I will need to find the slot that I need for the wire. For me, it's gonna be the third one because the third one is for 18 gauge wire. So I will slide it in. Now, you don't want to make it too long and you don't want to make it too short. You want to strip it back 1/4 of an inch or so. If it is too long, you can just use the wire cutter part and you can just make it a little bit shorter. Now, I would recommend twisting it just because it will make it easier to slide it into the butt connector. So you can grab the butt connector, but before you crimp it, you want to make sure that you are using the right size of butt connector for the wire you have in your hand. Again, as long as you have the original packaging, it's going to be very simple and easy. As you can see, I'm using the red one. The red one is perfect for 18 all the way up to 22 gauge. But if you don't have the original box, it's not a problem again, because the same information is printed on the butt connector itself. I don't think you can see it, but it's there, so you can find the information you need. And the other thing that you will notice is that the middle is a little bit darker. That's because there is a metal piece inside in the center of the butt connector, and it's important because you want to slide the stripe back part of the wire into all the way into the metal, and you want to keep the red, the original part, outside. Now you can hold it with 2 fingers, and now it's time to grab the crimper. Everything is color coded, so the moment you know that you need the red butt connector for the wire you are using, you will know that you will need to slide it into the slot with the red dot on the crimper. So for me, it's gonna be the very first one. The other thing that you want to check is that when you slide it in, you want to make sure it's aligned in a way that you will crimp the left hand side, because that's where you have the strip back part of the wire. You don't want to crimp the right hand side because for the time being there is nothing there. So I will slide it in, give it some squeeze, because with that I can release my other hand. So now I can use both of my hands to give it a good squeeze and then release it, and that's how it looks. Now you can give it a tug just to see if it's loose or not, and it's not, it's just perfect. So now let me show you what you should do with the other wire. Now we can use the automatic one, so I can show you how it will make your life just a little bit easier. You can slide in the wire and then it's done. Again, I would recommend twisting the end just to make it easier to slide it into the butt connector. You will slide it in all the way into the metal, but you want to keep the red, the original part, outside. Grab it with 2 fingers, grab the crimper, put it into the first slot, give it some squeeze, free up your hand, give it a really good squeeze, and then release it. And that's how it looks. Give it a tug, it's not loose, it's perfect. So now there is just one step left. Now you will need to grab the heat gun because you want to heat it up, but you don't want to overheat it. So you will see that I will move the heat gun left to right, and I will also rotate the wire because I want to make sure that there is going to be an even distribution of heat. I don't want to overheat it, as I said. Finally, be very careful, it's gonna be hot, and so you don't want to burn your hand or you don't want to burn any other part of your body. Please be careful. Okay, so once the butt connector shrunk, it seals the connection and it makes it waterproof. And that's how it looks. Perfect. So one way to add an additional layer of protection is to use heat shrinking tubing. You can just slide it on, grab the heat gun, heat it up. Again, you don't want to overheat it, and you are done. It looks perfect. It was nice and simple, and now you have an additional layer of protection just to make sure it's 100% waterproof, and you will not have any issues over time. Another option to apply an additional layer of protection is to use liquid electrical tape. It's gonna be a little bit messy, so that's why I put a piece of paper on the deck. But other than that, it's gonna be very simple and easy. You will just need to grab the cap, and you will just need to evenly coat the connection with the liquid electrical tape. I'm using black, so it's easy to see where I have and I don't have any electrical liquid tape. And once it's applied, you will just need to let it dry before you put it down. And once it's dry, it seals the connection, so it will make it 100% waterproof, so you will have no issues over time. Like I said, for me, it's not a must. It's optional, but this is definitely something that you can do to make it even more reliable. If you have found the video helpful, please like and subscribe. It would greatly help me to grow the channel. Thanks for watching.